Hi everyone, it's Emma from Misfit Gardening and I'm over with the chickens because I kind of want to show you that having chickens isn't quite what everybody says it is online, and they're not quiet, and I really want you guys to understand that, especially if you're looking at getting chickens and you live in an urban area like I do. So it's not a video about you. No, go on, take George. Take George. Oh. Anyway, don't video with animals. Just don't video with animals. So you can see the birds behind me. Got the Jersey Giant here, and she's not too loud. She will cluck, and sometimes she kind of crows a bit. She's almost taken a role of being like a rooster. This Brahma here, she's a light Brahma, and she's the noisiest bloody chicken I have ever had. The Speckled Sussex, which is this pretty lady here, she's actually one of the quieter ones. She's generally she's quite quiet. She's not really a cuddly chicken like Ginger, and who's here? Yeah. That's Ginger calling. And you guys, if you've been following some of my other videos, you know that Ginger's kind of, Ginger and I have a special bond, kind of like me and Sparky here. Yeah, she's very much a, she's got quite a personality. She will steal food off people, and occasionally she does a really good parrot impression, which is fantastic for last minute fancy dress parties, and you just don't have the money for an actual parrot, and you want to go as a pirate. But you can hear kind of behind me the sort of weird squawkings and stuff that they're doing, and this is pretty normal, some of the noises. However, some of them are a lot louder than others, and in particular when they've laid, they will make noises like this. They will squawk, and in some cases they will crow, and it can go on for quite some time, and it can get kind of annoying. At the minute they're vying for some attention because they want to get let out and have some out of the coop free ranging time. We lost one of our birds, Attila the hen, who was the Delaware, and we lost her this weekend because we had to cull her. And that was mostly because I'd noticed she'd stopped eating. She was very fluffed up. She would spend a lot of time kind of all hunched up and sort of sleeping, and she was losing a lot of weight because she wasn't eating, and I thought she'd had an impacted crop, but the fact that she'd lost so much weight, we decided to, it was time. She was, some of them are older hens now. They're definitely getting past her prime in terms of egg laying and things. And what we did find was that she was actually suffering from water belly, and she was in very late stages. Her liver was failing and giving out, and it basically produces water in the abdomen from where the liver is leaking, and part of it's from a heart failure. Some things I've read say that it's genetics, and some hens have a predisposition to it. Other information was saying it's caused by stress. Well, none of the other birds are really stressed, so I'm more inclined to think it was a genetic thing. So we lost her. Couldn't put her to any use, unfortunately, other than becoming compost. So that was kind of a shame. So we're down a hen. So, chicken noises and chicken breeds that are kind of quiet. You can see this kind of pretty gold one over here. She is a golden laced Wyandotte, and actually she and this is Wookie, who is a dark Brahma. They're possibly two of the quietest hens that I have. The dark Brahma is probably the quietest, and the Speckled Sussex, also pretty quiet. She generally only kind of clucks or squawks after she has laid. This is the Speckled Sussex here. Some of the other quieter breeds, and granted she's not looking particularly great. Oh, will you shut up? This is... Shh. I don't know if you can see, there was a darker stripy hen. She's at the back here, sorry. She's kind of got a bald bit on her head. She is a cuckoo Marin, and she's quite quiet too, but she's also the bottom of the pecking order. The two leghorns that you can kind of see there, generally they squawk when they get nervous, which is kind of all the time. They're like they make me jittery watching them, to be honest with you. So they're very flighty, easily scared, and then of course they get squawky because they're scared. The Plymouth Barred Rock, which is the lighter grey one, just there, pretty quiet. Probably similar kind of noise level to Ginger. I can kind of see Ginger strutting the stuff at the moment. And so far she's been pretty good. But I mean, you know, just as I'm sort of saying, like, these birds are quiet, these aren't. There's a lot of natural variation within you know, the birds that people have. You know, it's very much dependent on, you know, how they're living, how much space do they have, you know, are they happy hens, right? So just because, you know, I have a very quiet Brahma here, you know, for somebody else their dark Brahmas might be, you know, super loud, crowing all the time, and not really ideal. Some breeds that I've heard nothing but good things from, and one of our friends who lives nearby has some chickens. He's got a buff Orpington, and she's very quiet. And buff Orpingtons are also pretty good with children as well. So for me, with us looking at, you know, getting new birds for next year, I'm not doing the Brahmas again. Part of that's because they lay about 150 eggs a year, and they're a heavier breed. The Jersey Giant, which is a really big chicken there, the sort of greeny iridescent black feathered chicken, they lay more eggs and are a similar size, and she's been pretty quiet, apart from when she kind of takes on a role of a rooster and crows. But I would much rather do a breed like that than a Brahma. I'm not going to do the Leghorns again, even though they are really good egg layers. I mean, they do big white eggs, they lay regularly. They're just far too nervous for me. I really like dual purpose breeds, and I really like, you know, breeds that have got a bit of personality. You know, for me, that's definitely, like, Rhode Island Reds have been an absolute rock star for me here in Utah, and actually the Wyandottes have been pretty good as well, and the Jersey Giant. So I would definitely get some of those again. Slower growing breeds are definitely a bit more advantageous with me living at an altitude, and part of that is because of the water belly condition. If that you have quick growing breeds in a high altitude area, it can cause heart failure and some problems around that as well. So that's definitely something to bear in mind. You know, where are you living? What are you wanting the breeds for? So for me, I much prefer slower growing breeds because I want something that's going to produce eggs first, then I want it to go for meat. So, and you can tell now because I've been sat out here and the dogs are out, the birds are a lot more quieter. What have you been eating, huh? Get out of it. So, from Teddy and I, and the chickens, we hope you have a wonderful week and you'll join us in our next video.